bring up everything. I don't know if this will stay lit because I've got the fan on above me. We shall see how long that lasts. Hi everyone and welcome. I'm just getting set up still. I thought I was ready to go, but my computer restarted, so I can't see the chat yet. Welcome to anybody who is here watching live, and a massive welcome to those who are able to catch up afterwards. I appreciate you for tuning in. We're going to be getting November predictions for the fire signs. We're starting with Sagittarius because it will be Sagittarius Sun's birthdays in November towards the end. So happy birthday in advance to the Sagittarius Sun celebrating in November. And hopefully I'll be back to wish those happy birthday in December as well. For this November predictions, we're basically just looking at the most significant thing that is happening to you in the month ahead. It is different to what I've been doing before, but I kind of feel like those themes can be applied to the very different aspects of your life, whether you want to look at your love life specifically, your career, your money, or your family, your personal relationships. What seemed to come through for the other groups, which we've already done water signs, so those 3 signs seem to be relevant to other areas of their life as well. So let's have a look. We're going to start with Sag while I get this loaded up on my right. Spirit, please tune me into Sagittarius's energy. The only thing is, when I can't see the chat, I don't know if I'm coming through with the microphone, so hopefully I am. My computer's doing that thing where it restarts and opens everything. Terrible. I gotta fix that. Okay, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. Let us see, let us see. Oh my gosh, we're here. Let's see if we got sound. Hello? Yay! It's coming through. Hi, you guys. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Anshal. Okay, lovely to have you here. Let's get started with Sagittarius's energy. Spirit, please tune me into Sagittarius. For those that are watching this video, what is happening in November for Sagittarius? What is the most significant thing happening in November? Okay. We have Magus coming out for you, Sag. And please excuse my hand. I was painting last night, so I've got paint still on my nail. I'm going to fix it later, but I'm going to be painting later as well, so it is what it is. Magus reversed, and we also have the Star coming out upright. Spirit, what is going on for Sagittarius in the month of November? Okay, we'll take this card. We have the Sun as well coming out for you, Sag. Now it is reversed. Oops, let's be honest, that bat was taking up a lot of space, but oh well. So we've got some Mercury energy. We're looking at mostly Gemini over here, a little bit of Virgo. We also have right next to it some Aquarius energy, which is also Uranus energy. And then we have the Sun, which is Leo. So all major arcana. At the back of the deck is the 3 of Pentacles. I have to be careful. This deck uses nudity in an artful way, but this is YouTube, so I'm just going to have to cover her chest. This is the 3 of Pentacles at the back of your deck. I really think that actually, let me face it to you, it's not reversed. Your November month is more about using the people around you to make progress so that you feel like you're on track. You're not supposed to feel like you're ticking too many boxes with the Three of Pentacles. You shouldn't feel like life is too busy, like things are getting out of hand and starting to get too overwhelming, because you should have the right people around you with the Three of Pentacles to help support you and to help facilitate the work that needs to be done, whether they're giving you advice or whether they're physically helping out and working on those tasks with you. So the most significant thing about November is collaboration, teamwork, and feeling like you have people around you who can help you. And this isn't just about work. This isn't just about whatever studying or projects or, big tasks you have. It's also about the little things. It's about having the right people around you so that you can have a sense of community. You can celebrate together as well. You can enjoy those moments of, wow, look how far we've come already together, without having to just sort of call on people for support when you're struggling. The whole point of the Three of Pentacles is to get help early on so that it doesn't become a bigger issue later down the track. So this is the next step of making your life feel more balanced. November should be about tackling these things together collaboratively and making sure that you have the right people around you. Sometimes, to me, the Three of Pentacles represents having the right community around you for the sake of feeling supported in the right ways, feeling like you have the right people influencing you in your ear, sort of telling you the right things, doing the right things, and just giving you that right sense of community value. Because on the other hand, you could have people around you who have really good work ethics, but maybe their culture, their practices, their values rub off on the wrong way. And that creates tension because you're like, well, I'm conflicted. I appreciate your help, but I'm starting to become a very negative person now because this is the only person I'm spending time with. So the right people, because they embody the right practices. With the Magus card reversed, this is Magician energy, and it makes me think that the month of November is about getting out of your head. Easier said than done, right? But really, it is about getting out of your head. Try not to make it a big deal. Try not to make it seem like it's going to take a lot of effort, time, etc., etc. This Magus card is about making sure that you're trying, you're giving it your best go. You're allowed to make mistakes. That's the human part of being human. You can't expect it all to go well the first time around. So the best thing that you can do is look at yourself as somebody who's trying. You're doing your best, even if you feel like you didn't put 100% into everything. You're doing your best. With the Magus card reversed, be kind to yourself, talk kindly to yourself, think kindly about yourself. And if you're hanging around somebody and you start to notice, wow, my self-talk has gotten really negative, especially since I've been spending time with them, consider what you can do to separate the way that they see themselves or the way they talk about themselves, so that you know, okay, that's how they see themselves, but it's not how I see myself. You're very susceptible to, because you're, spending this quality time with people, you're very susceptible to other people, and you pick up on what they're doing, thinking, and saying very easily in November. So that's a very significant thing to know about yourself, Sag, because you might find yourself entertaining a narrative that isn't even yours. You don't truly believe those things, but mindset is everything. The Magician reminds us that everything starts in our mind, with our perception, with how we see the world, and through that perception we create our reality. So don't let your actions and your words align with other people's limited beliefs. Next, with this star energy, it is more air energy, but it has more Aquarius. So in the general reading that I did on my other channel, it felt like November was going to test a lot of us humanity-wise. It was going to test us to be kinder to ourselves and to others, to have more tolerance, and to be more considerate. We didn't have to fully empathize and take on everybody's problems, but we should practice more consideration. For the Star card to be here, you're actually on that fine line where you need to stand up more and claim your recognition where it's due. And you also need to seek time to do what you need to do, even if other people aren't supportive, even if other people don't want to join you. The Star card in your energy feels very much like it's about honoring your free spirit. It's about honoring the fact that you have that connection to the 9th house, to Jupiter. And sometimes you're going to feel drawn towards things that other people don't want to do. I think that people around you might be taking things very seriously in November, and maybe for the right reasons. You know, it's starting to get to the end of the year, pressure's starting to come in. But whatever placement your Sagittarius sign is in, it's really important that you honor that placement. If you're a Sagittarius sun, you need time in November to do what you want to do, not because you're selfish, because you're free-spirited. You enjoy experience, whether it's something you've done before or something completely new. That's what makes you connected to your humanity. That's what makes you connected to your understanding of the world. It's a part of your innate philosophy. And when you don't honor that, it can come out in other ways. If you're a Sagittarius moon, you need time to understand and explore your feelings, or to work through them on your own terms without other people telling you this is how you should feel, this is what you should do with your feelings. And if you're a Sagittarius rising sign, you need time on a regular basis, not just once a month in November, but I would even argue at least once a day, to do something that your inner child wants to do, even if other people don't have the time for it, don't have the vision for it. You need to be able to have your spontaneous flow of energy. It's not just silly time, distracting time. It's actually time for you to get back into who you are and to feel more like yourself, and to have that spontaneous shift in your routine that you need to get back into life and to handle your responsibilities. So think about your Sagittarius placements and think about how you can honor them in November by doing what you need to do for self. It's going to make you more tolerant of what other people are going through, but it's going to help you feel more like yourself. It's going to help you see the bigger picture more, and it's going to help you feel more ready for any opportunities that are coming your way. It's going to improve your mindset, your mental health, give you enough time to clear your head and to self-regulate. So lastly, with the Sun card over here, I feel like this is coming through as a reminder of how some of the little things in certain contexts can feel really big, and you're allowed to have your off days in November. I think especially if you're celebrating a birthday, whether it's your own or somebody else's, there's this feeling of how those beautiful moments can also be bittersweet because they remind us of our past. And so the Sun reversed for you feels like a bittersweet feeling of nostalgia. It's not a complete, it's not going to completely ruin your month. It's not even going to completely ruin your day, but it may be recurring. You may have a bittersweet feeling of nostalgia in the morning when you wake up, maybe, and then a week later it comes back at night. Whether you're feeling haunted by somebody from your past and the memory of them and what it was like, or whether you're just missing an older version of who you were, there's something about this that is hinting at what you need to do more for yourself. You need to create more experiences and memories in your present so that you don't feel like you're missing anything from your past. That's a clear sign, Sagittarius, that you're not embracing your Sagittarius energy, is when you start missing what's in the past. There's a part of you that's very deep, very soulful, and it's these moments when the sun is reversed that you get to really tune into your soulful side, your philosophical side, that side that wants to know more about the human condition and the way that people act and why they do things. But just make sure that instead of dwelling in those heavy thoughts and feelings, you're seeking your truth, your answers, and your experiences in the present instead of dwelling too much in the past. So let's see why or how this is the most significant thing, and then I'm just going to get some Astro Dice for you as well. How is this the most significant thing happening for Sagittarius in November, please, Spirit? What is the bigger picture here? Oops. Okay. How is this the biggest thing happening, or the most significant thing? We have the King of Wands coming out. Fire sign energy, very validating. How is this the biggest thing happening? How is this the most significant? Another fire card. We have the Page of Wands as well. And we also have the Two of Pentacles. I do like this. I think that the alignment of these cards is very intentional. At the back of the deck is the Magician card reversed. Let's get your Astro Dice out. Spirit, what does Sagittarius need to know about this energy? Wow. So right at the front here, we have Gemini on top of the Star card. I do think that you'll be getting some sort of clarity. You might even... Okay, this is like very specific, and sometimes I don't like to do these specific sort of predictions just because I feel like it can exclude a lot of people, but take it if it resonates, and this is a smaller channel. But I actually think with the Star card here in Gemini, there's some sort of communication coming through, and it is a heavy feeling of like technology, digital technology. So like a message or a text or an instant message. It could even be in a group chat, but it's just this moment of clarity for you, because whether it's somebody telling you what they've been doing or asking you to do something with them, it's very much awakening that part of you that's curious and that is hungry for experience. And whether you get to fully immerse yourself in that experience in November or not, you're planting important seeds in November for an idea that you've had for a while. It's likely around, with the Page of Wands, getting out, because I'm feeling like I've got itchy feet and actually physically doing something that you've been meaning to, trying it or going on that adventure, that experience, that journey. It doesn't feel like it's just about traveling, but with a Page of Wands, travel is always in there. For the 11th house to be up here, it feels like it's a part of like a group thing. It's a group, I'm hearing package or a group deal, or it involves friends. And it involves getting to experience that social connection with them. So there's more information about that coming in November, either the chance for you to make it happen or to just sort of lay down the foundation and start booking things or start talking about ideas. But there's a strong sense of community, friendship, digital technology, using technology to stay connected and finding the time to come together. Secondarily, this really raises your mood. It gives you something to look forward to. It helps you keep your head high instead of looking down at the ground going, what am I doing? Instead of looking back and thinking, why did I do that? You are keeping your head forward and you're focusing on, look at what I've got to look forward to. Look at what I've got coming my way in the future. It's going to be so exciting and I'm really going to make the most out of it. I don't think it's like the main thing I'm feeling that's causing resistance within you is the energy. You're umming and ahhing on, should I do this? Am I going to enjoy myself the whole time? Would I benefit more from doing something alone? Or do I really want to spend this much time with all of these people? Especially if they are like strangers, if it's like a tour group thing and you don't know everyone. But I think you're going to go ahead with it anyway, and going in with an open mind and really trying to just keep yourself open to this being a good thing. So that's what that feels like. Over here we have some South Node energy technically showing itself as a blockage over the Two of Pentacles with the Sun. I mean, it very much confirms what we were saying about the Sun, how this is you getting those tinges of nostalgia and needing to see it as a sign that you've got to prioritize more experiences in your present instead of dwelling too much on your past. But I do think that with the Two of Pentacles here and the South Node, there is also this reminder of why you need to keep yourself busy in November, because you don't want to dwell, because you don't want to, let your mental health sort of dip into some heavier feelings. So keeping yourself helpfully busy is also helping you distract yourself from some either, low moods or some even painful memories with the Sun card. There could be some sort of painful anniversary that's coming up in November for you. I do think that the Two of Pentacles and the South Node is also about you just making time for the right things, the right people, the right experiences, prioritizing things so that your lifestyle works, Sagittarius, and making sure that you're having time for what you want to do, not just, handling your business, which we saw here with the Three of Pentacles, not just ticking boxes, but actually spending quality time with yourself, doing the things you enjoy, and also with the people that you enjoy spending time with. The Magician at the back of the deck is very similar to the Magus energy. It kind of confirms how powerful your headspace is in November, because what you're thinking and your perspective of things will truly make or break the choices that you decide to pursue and the actions that you decide to make. November doesn't have to be busy. I stand by that. You shouldn't have to feel stressed out or overwhelmed, but you should get out of your head enough to distract yourself helpfully, ask the right people for help, and remind yourself that you can't change whatever's happened in the past. The best thing you can do is start creating that future that you really want for yourself, one step at a time. With the King of Wands, I actually think that idealizing and romanticizing your life is a beneficial thing for you. It raises your vibration. It makes you excited. It makes you think of things that your creative spirit is unlocking in your mind through you idealizing what it could look like. The King of Wands to me is very much about planning, scheming, dreaming, and trying to come up with a plan that you can start to take action on. And that's where we also see the Page of Wands coming in, because although the page doesn't have experience, the page has excitement. The page has an eagerness, a willingness to learn, an openness to engage, where the King of Wands can be a little bit more risk focused, a little bit more, when should we do this and how risky is it going to be? So using both these energies, I do think that your November month could fly by pretty quickly, and it could also be a good month for you to just focus on aligning with your true nature and tapping into your Sagittarius placements to address the things that you want to do in the near future, the things that are going to give you something to look forward to. That is what I'm seeing for you, Sagittarius. And I'm going to have a look now at Leo. Are we doing Leo? No, we're doing Aries. But thank you so much, Sagittarius, for your time, your energy, and for tuning in. I wish you a beautiful November month. Look after yourself. Until we meet again, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy on your journey ahead. It feels weird to say that because I'm literally just staying here and resetting for Aries, but take the good vibes, Sag, look after yourself, and enjoy those opportunities to do something that you want to do. That sounds so basic, but it's the most significant thing happening to you in November because it greatly affects the way that you see your life and the way that you allow new experiences to come in. Let's have a look at Aries now. Spirit, please tune me into Aries energy. Please help me offer Aries clear, honest messages about their November month. What is the most significant thing happening for Aries in November, Spirit? Okay. We have the Seven of Wands coming out for Aries first. We also have the Hanged Being coming out, which is the Hanged Man. So some Neptune energy over here, Pisces energy. What else can you tell Aries about their November month, Spirit? The most significant thing. Oh, Nine of Cups. Beautiful. Okay, at the back of the deck is the Sun again coming back. Okay, we just had the Sun, but we will welcome it back. No problem, Anchal. And Kelsey, sending love to whoever that is. All right. Let us tune in. What is going on for Aries in November? I actually like this for you, Aries. Whether you're an Aries sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign, the Seven of Wands is you standing up for what you want, standing up for who you feel you are, and trying to prove to yourself and whoever matters that you aren't an underdog. You deserve to be taken seriously. This is the kind of energy that your sign thrives in. You thrive on a healthy amount of adversity, a healthy amount of doubt. When people look at you and underestimate you, that's your fuel. That's your revenge fuel. You've got this. For the Sun to be here and the Nine of Cups to be here, I'm pretty sure that overall, November is your time to shine. It's your time to feel like your confidence levels are boosted, and it's your time to feel like you're more than capable of handling what's coming your way, because you're also going to have some beautiful experiences that feel like memories in the making. They feel like moments of celebration, moments of being surrounded by love, and moments of getting to truly be yourself and celebrate who you are in that moment, feeling good about yourself. So you may have a wish fulfillment coming true with this Nine of Cups in November, but ultimately I see the Nine of Cups as a sign that you get to do something very selfish, very much what you want to do, and you won't feel guilty for it with this here and the Sun here. You won't feel guilty for it. You'll be able to enjoy it. You'll be able to immortalize it as a beautiful memory, and you'll be able to feel like it was the right experience for you. No guilt, no strings attached. Now, I do think with the Seven of Wands and the Hanged Being here, there is a significant shift happening in November, and it's an internal shift. It may be one that you've been trying to avoid because I'm seeing a lot of present energy. I'm seeing you in action mode, just kind of doing things, keeping yourself busy, trying to stay present as an Aries would. But there is this shift happening internally, and it's likely going to happen in a moment of stillness when you're forced to slow down. It's happening to give you a new perspective on something that you thought was worse than what it is. You've been avoiding dealing with it emotionally. You've been trying not to think about it too much mentally. because you've been feeling like it's just baggage. It's just going to hold you back. It's going to make you feel worse. What's the point? I don't need to address it. I've already spoken about it. I've already thought about it. But it's still been there. It's kind of been, I wouldn't say it's been bubbling or festering, but it's kind of like a stone in your chest or in your stomach, and you've felt the weight of it. It hasn't bothered you too much because you've been busy. But in November, you finally get to see it for what it is. It's not something that's out here to destroy you. It's actually something that's helping you move into a new chapter in your life. I feel like whatever this experience was, it may have happened years ago, and yet you felt it resurface, or you refused to process it. And in November, when you pull it out and you look at it, you realize it's not a stone, it's a badge of honor. Because whatever you went through here, it wizened you and it made you more understanding towards yourself and towards others. The experience was something you couldn't just read about. You couldn't have just heard through the grapevine that this happened to somebody else and gained the same amount of wisdom. You had to kind of go through it yourself to fully understand what it meant and to fully understand how it affects people. And so this badge of wisdom is coming out in a way where maybe somebody comes to you, Aries, and says, I'm going through this, I don't know what to do, I'm really stressed out. And you're usually like, goodness, I'm not really good at advice, sorry. Look after yourself, and here's the number to my therapist. But instead of saying that, you're like, oh, wow, what's going on? And you just listen and you realize, oh my God, I've been through that. I've actually had a similar thing happen to me. This is what I did. And by sharing, you might not even have to say much, sweet soul. You could just be listening, because the hanged being is that Neptunian energy of letting things come to you as well, and having the wisdom to sit in silence instead of speaking the loudest. By just listening, you're realizing, oh my gosh, that situation is very similar to what I went through, and yet it's not triggering. It's actually making me want to just give them a hug and say, I'm so sorry that that's happened to you. Whereas before that happened to you, Aries, you probably would have judged them. You probably would have gone, wow, that's not something that a nice person does, or I can't believe that happened to you. So you're getting to see yourself through other people's eyes without truly sharing much about yourself. You're gaining more awareness of how deep you are in terms of how your experiences have truly wizened you, made you more understanding, perhaps even more empathetic, but incredibly wise, more experienced, and just more aware of the human condition, and how living is not just black and white. Choices sometimes unintentionally cause pain, and the situations can be very gray. It can be very messy. So without it affecting you too much, you get to have a bit of a weight lifted off your chest, and you get to feel like, wow, I thought that would bother me more than it did, but it didn't. So beautiful energy, really, overall. Very beautiful energy. Let's have a look now at at how this is happening. I wanted to say some specific predictions, but I guess we'll have a look at how this is the most significant thing. How does it connect to Aries' bigger picture spirit? How is this, or these themes, the most significant things happening to Aries in November? Hi Jen, welcome. Sorry if you commented that ages ago. I've only just looked at the chat. The Ace of Pentacles upright. Ooh. How is this the most significant thing happening for Aries spirit in November? Okay, we will take this card. The Five of Cups reversed. You finally get to move forward. That's why. It's not that big of a deal anymore. It has no power over you. You hold the power. You're not a victim. You're using your experience to help yourself move forward, and at times to even help other people by simply holding space and compassion and understanding for what they're going through. You don't have to personally heal everybody, but you're going to realize just how healed you are. We also have the Seven of Swords here. And at the back of the deck is the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So I will get your Astro Dice at the end. I'm just going to talk about these cards first. These themes are most significant in November because even though they feel like, in November you may feel like you're taking a bit of a hiatus. You may feel like you're hitting the pause button on certain things. Like, I'll get back to it eventually. I don't have time for it in November. Or I've got to deal with this first. But really what's happening is you're learning how significant those little moments are, those little tangents of reality. They form important parts of your journey. And they're not tangents, they're not side quests. It's not you hitting pause on your life goals, your life experience. It's actually you gaining more experience to be able to handle life better. So whatever happens in November, these are the most significant because you getting to enjoy yourself without feeling guilty, getting to celebrate yourself and your loved ones without feeling like, oh, I got to go back and I'm really far behind in work, or I'm really far behind in this, or I have this person relying on me. You getting to embody that is the point. Not you ticking boxes and making progress materialistically. It's you feeling happy, you enjoying moments, you creating memories. As an Aries, that is the point. And I feel like over here, with the Ace of Pentacles, it just brings into perspective how the way that you feel about yourself and the way that you may be subconsciously trying to avoid feeling about yourself can truly get in the way over time. So in November, we're clearing that up by realizing, oh my gosh, there's actually nothing wrong with me. I'm not as affected as I used to be. I've come a long way. I'm getting better. Those issues aren't as damaging as they felt back then. I've got this. You're able to truly see how much capacity you have for the opportunities in front of you. So I do think that by feeling lighter emotionally, energetically, mentally, you're preparing yourself for some sort of opportunity over here to start taking your finances more seriously. This could be a job opportunity, it could be a business opportunity, it could also just be some sort of financial goal. But you wouldn't take this on board unless you expected it to be successful, unless you expected to gain more money in the process, or to pay off that bill in the process, or to achieve that financial goal in the process. So by doing all of this energetically, emotionally, mentally, you're able to look at this opportunity and go, hey, I got this. It's not that big of a deal. It's the right time of my life to take this on. I'm in a good place mentally. I've got the right people around me. I can do this. I can make something out of this. So it's setting you up for this financial success, to be able to turn this opportunity into something lucrative. And ultimately, it's showing you how far you've come on an issue that was really affecting you. It was really hard at some point to get out of bed. It was really hard at some point to have a positive mind and to genuinely see the good in the world, let alone in yourself. So November is a beautiful month to really get that perspective, that realization of, wow, look at who I am now. Look at how far I've come. Look at what I've overcome. And with the Seven of Swords, I think this is beautiful because whatever placement your Aries sign is in, you're never going to feel validated enough in environments. You're always going to feel like at some point people aren't recognizing you for who you are, for what you're doing, and for what you're passionate about. It's just a weird curse that Aries signs have. as much as you, especially when you're younger or more naive, as much as you really want that recognition and validation, you never seem to get it. And in November, you don't even want it. Like, that's what's so beautiful about this. The bigger picture is saying that you enjoying yourself without feeling guilty, without feeling like it has to hinge on somebody else's approval, is a beautiful way of showing up for yourself without caring about who sees you. So the Seven of Swords here says that in the bigger picture, you are building success for yourself, financially especially, materially, and even health-wise, because getting into a routine with your finances means you've got to take care of yourself to show up frequently. You're doing that behind the scenes. You're having this glow up behind the scenes, and you're being careful and selective about who you share it to because it's important to you. Not everybody needs to know about it. So all of these themes are beautiful ways of helping you realize how far you've come and preparing you to make this happen without needing other people in the loop, without needing their criticism, their feedback, or their unwarranted criticism. It's been unsolicited advice, that's it. So these sevens indicate that you've got a lot to prove to yourself, but you're realizing I have nothing to prove to anybody else, which is really beautiful. Is there anything else Aries needs to know about November? Wow, Taurus energy on top of the Seven of Swords. Yeah, look, this is all setting you up for that reprioritization. You might come back to these long-term goals and go, I really need to shift this. I need to change it. I'm going to restructure it, and I'm going to work towards it differently because the finish line has changed. My vision for success has changed, and now I want this instead. But also November is about those little things. Like, that's the point. And Taurus is a very sentimental energy that brings in a softness. And that softness, with Taurus being such a short-term earth sign, that softness should be applied and practiced regularly. We should be patient, kind, and have grace for ourselves. And that will secondarily change how we see other people, but it's only authentic and felt when it starts from self. So Taurus is really encouraging you in November to slow down, smell the roses, be sensual, use it as a chance to get into your senses and just appreciate yourself and the moments that you have, the small stuff, the big stuff. And look, this is about you. I'm not trying to push you too far and telling you to be patient with other people. That's probably too far for an Aries. Be at least patient to yourself and hold space for yourself. And I'm actually physically seeing you walk away from people who are testing you, which is good. Don't start an argument, just walk away. With the number 2 here and the 5 of Cups, I do think that this had to do with a relationship, a partnership, or a really close friendship. The 5 of Cups is you realizing how far you've come since you've started your healing journey, since you went through that grief, that loss, that breakup, and recognizing that you are the partner that you've always wanted to be, the person that you are always wanting yourself to be, and you're one step closer to feeling like you've got all the right people in your life. There still seems to be room for one more. So I don't know if you're still looking for love or if you're still looking for a sidekick, a bestie, a partner, but you're literally in the right energy to attract that, and you're recognizing that you have room in your life for that as well. With the Pluto energy over here, I do think that this opportunity can only come once you are emotionally and energetically aligned. Pluto wants you to shed layers, shed baggage, and to make sure that you are clearing those sort of energetic spaces so that you have room for this financial opportunity, for these bigger picture experiences, and for this physical shift, Pluto indicates that the baggage side of things was the only thing holding you back. And the idea of it being a big, scary thing was part of the problem. It's not. Look at how far you've come. Look at how at peace you are. And look at how resilient you are as well, let alone understanding and aware. So Pluto is helping you shed those layers so that you can have this, what you've been wanting but delaying. That is what I'm seeing for you, Aries. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you for tuning in, Jen. Enjoy choir practice, and I hope to catch up with you soon, hopefully in another video, but I appreciate you guys. I'm going to finish this now with Leo. So Aries, have a wonderful November month. Look after yourselves. Enjoy your moments to connect. Enjoy what you're doing, and to actually have people around you who don't make you feel guilty for doing what you need to do. And I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy in your journey ahead, especially in November. Let's have a look at Leo now to finish off. Leo came out a lot in the other two groups, so I wonder what's going to happen here in terms of all that sun energy. It really came out a lot. Spirit, what can Leo expect in the month of November, please, Spirit? What is the most significant thing happening to Leo in November? Spirit. Oh, that was quick. We have the Five of Cups coming out for you. What is the most significant thing happening for Leo in November, Spirit? We also have the Eight of Cups. Two emotional cards. What else can you tell Leo? Okay, that's a crazy way to come out. The Nine of Cups also wants to come out, so we'll take it. At this point in your reading, we're going to take the Nine of Cups. We have the Five of Swords reversed. Oops. And yes. Oh no, it's the King of Cups. Interesting. More cards than any of the other signs. Love that for you, Leo. So this is intended for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus signs. You can discern how it resonates, but I will give you little hints if I'm picking up on something specifically. At the back of the deck, would you believe, is another Cups card, the Knight of Cups. That's crazy, and it is reversed. Look at all these Cups cards, Leo. You've got one Five of Swords. The number 5 is very significant straight off the cuff. Like, look at those two fives down there. I don't want you to panic, by the way. I actually felt like this Five of Cups was a good thing, because I think that your expectations have gotten unrealistic. And so this Five of Cups is about showing you, again, how to make sure that you're not pinning all your hopes, your dreams, your wants on things that are out of your control. It is a feeling of disappointment. And at the time, because you've put a lot of focus on whatever this is, you could want to cry, because I think you need to. I think that the most significant thing happening for you in November is an emotional release. You have to let some of this emotional tension out. Oops, my vacuum cleaner just started, so hopefully the dogs don't bark. It's okay. It's one of those RoboVac things, so the little, yeah. It's okay. See? Okay. On your bed? It's the sausage dog, of course. They always bark. But as I was saying, hopefully that's not too loud. I should bring this a little bit closer. As I was saying, I do think that this is a chance for you to release some of your emotions, your expectations, your tension, and how you've been carrying a lot. Like, you've been really hoping to be able to control the uncontrollable. And in November, this is a little bit of things not going your way, to give you a chance to readjust your expectations and to realize how you've unfairly been putting too much on your own shoulders. But it's also making you reevaluate some, not all, but some of your personal relationships. I think this is a classic case of your generous, loyal, big heart, loving and caring so much more than somebody else. And this is going to be a point of tension because you're going to look at them and go, why don't you care as much as me? I've been out here doing all of this since the, crack of dawn, and I've been doing this for 3 months or 3 weeks, whatever it is. And it's going to feel like, geez, this person just doesn't care. My partner doesn't care. My best friend doesn't care. My child doesn't care as much as me. In the moment, your feelings are valid and they're helping you process what's going on. So ride the wave. But I would encourage you to be careful of hurting somebody that you love and then regretting it with the Knight of Cups reversed, of saying something that really pushes them away with the Five of Swords reversed. You have to find a way to communicate what you're feeling, but the best time to do it is after you've processed it a little bit, after you've dealt with that primary disappointment, that primary sense of grief, because geez, this isn't going according to plan again, and it's really impacting my mental health and how I see myself, and I just feel like a failure and I'm down in the dumps. But with a little bit of time, the Eight of Cups suggests that not only will you have the perspective you need, but you'll have clarity on what the deeper issue is. Instead of just feeling disappointed, you're going to realize this is a cycle for me. I'm in a cycle with this Eight of Cups, and when I'm at the bottom of this cycle, the only way I get up is by readjusting this or rethinking that or talking about this. And there is somebody else involved here who you need to talk to, but it's about knowing when to and how to. Because once you've identified the cycle, the pattern, with the Eight of Cups, you need to figure out, okay, so how do I move forward? What do I need to do to make myself feel better? But what do I also need to do to work on the relationship that this affected? What do I need to say? And what needs to be done? And it's really important that once you come back to this conversation with the Five of Swords reversed, be objective, because it could very easily turn into an argument. The Five of Swords ultimately indicates that whoever else is involved here has a very different perspective of what's going on, because they are a very different person. The way they do things, the way they prioritize importance is different to you. That doesn't make you right or them right, or you wrong or them wrong. It just means that you're different. And so instead of focusing on your differences and using that as weapons against each other, the Five of Swords reversed is really encouraging you, Leo, to think about, what do I want out of this conversation? Because I could easily list a bunch of things wrong. I could easily list a bunch of things about them that pisses me off or makes me angry or just is not helping me. But what is the point? Am I trying to make them feel bad? Am I trying to push them away? Am I trying to make them feel hurt like I am? Or am I trying to figure out a way forward? Now, this relationship doesn't have to hit its tether and end in November. What you're going through here is significant because it is a defining moment within yourself and within your personal relationships. This kind of issue is a cycle for a reason. It's going to come back. So in November, you're learning how to handle it without it being the end of the world. You're learning what you need to do for yourself first, so that you're in the right headspace, so that you're not going to react from hurt. And you're also learning how to communicate that to whoever this is. Again, whether it's a partner, a friend, a colleague, a child. You're learning how to help them see where you're coming from, while also giving them the space to say what they need to say. Because again, with these two fives, I feel like you are trying to do something that was out of your control. The Five of Cups, you're not a failure. You're just not superhuman. That's all this is. It was going to happen because it's, again, a part of that cycle of you with your beautiful, big, generous heart determining how much to give and when to really pull back. And in this cycle, with this Five of Swords, I feel like this is about knowing what to say and when to say it and why. What is the objective? What is the point? What is the reason here? So the King of Cups at the end, it does feel like this is going to strengthen that relationship. Whatever it is, it's actually going to make you feel like you're not a bad person. You're allowed to feel how you feel. That's a part of who you are. That's a part of having your experiences. That's a part of being, again, who you are. But it's about knowing how to handle your feelings and how to validate your feelings without unnecessarily hurting other people. And if this loved one can tell you truthfully what they need as well, then that relationship is really going to strengthen and mature and just become more deep, more understanding, more solid, and more ready for whatever else happens in the future. So this is a significant theme because it is a part of your journey as a human being. It's a part of your emotional journey of adapting and evolving your emotional understanding, your emotional resilience, your emotional capacity. But it's also a helpful part of this relationship because it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Those relationships with people that are close to us get tested. And we don't always want to just give freely. We can't always be this knight in shining armor. We have to address the chinks in the chain metal sometimes. So that's what I'm seeing with that deck. Let's have a look at how this is significant on a larger scale, bigger perspective. Hi, Chelsea. Hi, Angie. Oh, hi, V-Dog. Sorry, you guys. I saw you pop up, but I thought I'd already said hello. All right. What is going on here for Leo Spirit? How is this the most significant thing happening in November? That little robo-vac, poor thing. The dogs are like hassling it. We have the Three of Cups coming out for you. What else can you tell them, Spirit, about how this is the most significant theme? We also have the Fool card reversed. Wow. And we're going to take the Page of Swords as well as the Queen of Swords reversed. At the back of the deck is the King. We have nearly all the swords now. That's crazy. After all these cups, you've got some swords. So I do think that the swords energies are telling us more about what you say and what you do. And it feels silly, but it's necessary to remind yourself, because I don't know about you, but in the moment when you are upset and when you can get angry, it's hard to remember how volatile and offensive but also hurtful words can be. And if it's coming down to a debate, Leo, you're going to win. You really are going to win. So I think that this is important because it's helping you separate some of your behavior from your character. It's giving you a chance to put that into perspective and to go, I know I could destroy them with my words. I know I could be petty if I really wanted to. I know that I could win this if it's coming down to facts, if it's coming down to, how much can we hurt each other. But is that who I want to be known as? Is that the identity that I want for myself? So in November, you're getting a chance to separate actions from your character here and to really redefine how you are known as based off of how you act and what you say. And it's not necessarily important in terms of how that person sees you, but it's especially important in terms of how you see yourself. It's important that you see yourself as somebody that you respect, that you feel tries to do the right thing, even though they're human, and you know you're gonna have those moments where you kind of regret what you've done, you're trying to do the right thing. And there's a chance here to put something in the past, to push it to the side, instead of holding on to it and letting it be bigger. You can really put it to the side, but it has to be on your terms. That's part of your Leo energy, your fixed energy. You can't be expected for it to happen if somebody comes up to you and says like, geez, get over it. That's not going to be helpful. With the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, you determine when to put it to the side and to let that grudge go, but you are going to figure it out. And in November, this is happening to help you see that you're getting a little bit better at letting things go on your own terms, but you're also feeling very tested. So I don't know who's around you, Leo, but it just feels like there's somebody who really knows how to get on your nerves, who really knows how to switch this animal instinct on and how to really draw out that energy within you. It feels like it could be a sibling, to be honest. That's what it reminds me of, is when you fight with your siblings and there's that one sibling who you two are just, you know, always, which kind of makes you close as well. But it also, is that point of tension between you that always comes back. So I think with this over here, the bigger picture is that your loved ones are in your life for a reason. You have some beautiful people in your life who you want to celebrate life with in November especially and beyond. There are some beautiful opportunities here to connect, to celebrate, to enjoy yourself, and you may have to see these people again, whoever this is. It's not like I'm just going to hold this grudge because I'm never going to see them again. No, that's your sibling. That's your best friend. That's your father. That's your, partner. Whatever it is with the Three of Cups, it shouldn't stand in the way of you enjoying that relationship. So with the Fool card reversed, this is a point of being able to clear baggage, being able to let things go, but also being able to understand why it was important to you in the first place. When I see the Fool card reversed, I don't think it's a silly thing. It's clear that the Fool is not comfortable with taking that leap of faith because they feel some sort of fear, some sort of baggage. So instead of forcing the Fool over the cliff, the Fool's going to be like, wow, this is a horrible experience. I'm terrified. And they're not going to make it very far. What you're going through in November is valid. How you feel is valid, and it needs to be understood by you. Doesn't need to make sense to other people, but you need to understand why you feel that way, so that when the cycle happens again, it's not holding you back from taking those leaps of faith for the right reasons. And it's not holding you back from starting those experiences and those meaningful chapters in life for the right reasons, with the right people. Although the Fool is alone here with their dog as well, I actually think with this Uranus energy, this Aquarius energy, the Fool is not supposed to be alone for very long, really. This is a moment of faith because they're alone there. But from there, they go to the Magician, they go to the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor. The Fool is rarely alone after this moment. And so this test of faith in yourself in November is about understanding yourself so that you can be surrounded by the right company and so that you don't feel alone. Because when you get into these moods is when you isolate yourself and feel very alone, but you're not supposed to feel that way. So lastly, with the Page of Swords, I do think that this is happening in November to just sort of test you, to see how far you've come. It's not supposed to destroy you. It's not supposed to hold you down and make the rest of your month miserable. But it is supposed to test how far you've come, Leo. And it's supposed to make you see how reactive you can be. And it's also supposed to make you think, okay, why is this bothering me so much? What is going on? So if you try to downplay it or feed into that sort of petty energy, you're going to miss the point. The point is this Fool card. The Page of Swords is encouraging you to look at what is causing this. Why? Why does it make me feel this way? It's not encouraging you to step into that petty energy. And you can really see that with how they're all looking at this Fool energy. Let's see what else I can tell you about November for Leo spirit. Wow, everything's literally in the middle. We have Mars down here. We also have Capricorn. First time Capricorn's come out for the fire signs. And we have the number 12 as well, so 12th house. So really, November is about trying to work through something so that it doesn't feel like a big deal to you anymore. It has to be on your terms. Other people can't tell you what is a big deal and what isn't. That makes it part of the problem. So it has to be on your terms. I think you need enough time alone as well. A lot of people are needing that. I think it's a collective energy. But the 12th house makes me think that in order to get to where you need to be emotionally on your terms, you have to have that solitude. You can't be expected to handle that and still be overstimulated by other people, their energy, their problems, their excitement. That's a trigger. So the 12th house is encouraging you to have those helpful moments of solitude wherever, whenever, however you can in November. The 12th house is also encouraging you not to hold on to things, because that's when you, by internalizing them, make them bigger than what they were. So November could be a good month to share your feelings, to share a secret, or to open up to somebody that you love. This doesn't feel like a professional, this feels like a loved one, and just sort of opening up a bit more to them. This also feels like more of a peer, not really someone younger than you, someone who you see as a peer, opening up to them and just confiding in them. You have to feel safe to do that, so I just don't think that you should be alone. I don't think that's the point in November. You shouldn't sit with these feelings and make them worse. Moments in solitude should be about trying to self-regulate so that you can come back into a social situation and really connect and engage and feel respected and seen. With the Capricorn energy here, I do think that there is a connection to a parent being highlighted. Capricorn always makes me think of like a father. But I do think that Capricorn is talking about intergenerational dynamics, where it is like parent-child or grandparent-grandchild, that kind of thing, where it's like intergenerational dynamics. Capricorn also makes me think of reputation, right? And that comes back to this. What do you want to be known as? How do you want your character to be defined? Do you want to be seen as the way you act, or do you want to just try to rewrite that narrative? And I think that it's you seeing how somebody younger than you is looking at you that makes you think that. And you wondering, like, how does this person see me? It may not be the case. They could look at you and go, wow, I love them so much. I hope they get through this. But in that moment, you're looking at them and going, oh God, like, why did they have to see me at my worst? Like, I'm having the worst day ever. So that opportunity to kind of see yourself through the eyes of a younger loved one may be what makes you want more from yourself, makes you want to just be more aware of this cycle of this, and how it keeps coming back. Is there anything else with Capricorn spirit? That's all I'm getting, sweet souls. The Mars energy is interesting. Aries could be specific here. We also have Libra. We have some Scorpio, Capricorn, Pisces, Aquarius. But I think that with the Mars energy in between the Fool and the Page of Swords, this is something you could ultimately overcome very quickly. It could be a fleeting emotion. It could be a fleeting moment. It's not supposed to ruin your whole month. It's not supposed to ruin the whole day. It's supposed to be something that if you handle it the right way, if you address the right issue, you're going to be able to step back into that space and ultimately enjoy the rest of that experience. I think with the Mars energy reversed, you may need to blow up in order to feel better. Let it out, scream, shout, go for a run, hack away at something, pick up a stick and hit the ground a few times. Let it out, because once it's out, once that frustration, that anger is gone, you're going to be more aware of what's really happening, and you're going to be able to address the root of the cycle, the root of the issue. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Leo. Have a beautiful November month. Thank you, Leos, for tuning in live. And I appreciate you if you've managed to catch this after I've been live. Until we meet again, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy on your journey ahead. Bye.